My favorite form of travel has got to be driving. Some people say it's frustrating, but I think it's very therapeutic. Or maybe there's something wrong with me. It's my job as an Uber driver, and I do enjoy a nice drive from time to time. I guess it's all about patience when it comes down to it, because we all know somebody with rage problems as soon as they get behind the wheel. There's really nothing more gratifying to me than to drive to a location and know that you made it there. I've actually driven about 10 hours for a job I used to have. It's weird, I know, but I used to work for a company that had steak near El Paso. From what I understand, they had no people working for them there, so the company gave me and one other person an all-expense-paid trip to near El Paso, Texas. Lucky me. Working for that company was not fun either. Being an underpaid hard labor worker that used to be hired for inventory personnel had its horrible downside. At some point after I got hired, the company tried to save money by what appears to be buying an old 10-foot barely functioning moving box truck and fire the professional movers that could get jobs done in less than an hour. So a month later, they had me moving supplies and doing warehouse duties. So I have to get inventory done today so I can get that supply invoice out that we need for about a month now. And man, this place is getting a little unruly. I guess, I can kill two birds with one stone and, clean, organize, and do inventory. I mean, let's get... Kick, we have a delivery for a 3-bedroom condo in the middle of downtown. You know, the one without parking? Yeah, that one. We need you there now. On the way to this town, I had to pick up a worker in San Antonio from Austin. After picking up this guy, then we head to this small town. And the ride was very smooth, other than some things like me missing a rest stop. You see, the truck I was driving had a faulty fuel gauge. So all at once, I lost complete power, and the truck gave me basically an indicator that it was on reserve. I don't know, but maybe buying a 10-foot barely functioning box truck and then testing it to make sure that you know how much fuel you have, you can read it, maybe a little bit of an essential thing, don't you think? It's the one thing that, I don't know, most cars and vehicles have now. It's a pretty good indicator for when you're about to be stuck on the I-10 and you have to call a tow truck service to make sure that you get to a place. But you also know that the company that you work for is probably going to pawn this off on you for being irresponsible. I was lucky. I was able to find a gas station in the middle of nowhere, but one thing leads to another, the company gas card never worked. So I had to expense personal funds in order to get to this job site. Once we got to the job site, it never got any better. Me and the coworker did jobs together. It was easy, because we worked together. But while we were working, he got to go home. After a day's work, I had to get up early, drive him to the airport, of which afterwards I had to go and do 2 more jobs, then go back into Austin. I'm not gonna lie, a little bitter at this company. It's so much so that I wanted the truck to break down and just go home. Actually, the best part for me was the drive back. After I finished all my jobs, I just left. Didn't even call my manager, and I was hoping that the drive would calm me down. It didn't. I got to my house at about 3 a.m. and I thought, maybe I deserved, and I probably did deserve the next day off. Considering I left the truck at the warehouse, cleaned it up a bit, filled it with gas from my wallet, and I don't know, getting home at 3 a.m. But no, they wanted me back there at 6 a.m. sharp. More deliveries. Have you ever experienced anything like this, or even worse or better? What's your horrible job experience? Essentially, is what I'm asking. I know some of you aren't that old, so I'm wondering. Anyways, if you guys like what you see, love me and I'll love you back, because I will see you guys next time.